Hello, 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 YouTube. Welcome to this question and answer live session that I'm doing just for you. When you come on to this live broadcast, make sure that you say hello. If you are watching on a replay version, that is great too. Post your comments, your questions, your suggestions down below. I will look through the comments all throughout the day for the next few days, and I'll answer any questions that you may have. Right, in this live video session, I'm going to answer any questions you may have, any comments you may have, or just connect with you. I want to take the time to do this. I call this Cardio University. It's my time to connect with you where I have the cameras turned on, and it's not like I'm doing this so that I have so many amazing things for you to learn. Maybe if there are some great questions that come up, maybe you will learn something, and that'll be awesome. I call it Cardio University because this is the time that I normally spend an hour a day all by myself. It's one of my life strategies, not just fitness strategies, and that is to use an hour cardio, moving my body, having the blood pumping, the oxygen flowing, and I do my most creative thoughts. And always have my tablet, and I'm taking down notes all the time. It's like my meditation along with fitness. It's not necessarily the best cardio strategy to be the most effective and efficient with my time to lose body fat, although it helps me do that. It's a combination of a life strategy, and that's why I call it Cardio University, because I do so much thinking, so much planning, writing, for my business, my life, my goals, my family. It's a time where I learn, but I want to spend the time with you here today, and so that's why I call it Cardio University. I want to make myself available to you guys as much as I can in creative ways. I've always been looking for creative ways to do that. So again, post your questions as you come on to this broadcast, and I will do whatever I can to answer your questions and comments. I'll always have a message for you too, and I'll do that as we come on to this broadcast. So, all right. One thing that I always talk about, I have so many guys who come to me for motivation, right? A lot of motivation to train. They know what to do. They can't get themselves to do it. And a lot of the time, what I find out is that they know what to do, they know they can do it, they've seen other guys do it, they just can't align all their mindset, their motivation to do the things that they know that they should do. And what I found out is what really gets us to do the things that we should do a lot of times is pain. I hate to say it, I hate to go through it, but pain is the thing that makes us create change in life. When our back's against the wall, that's when we'll finally do the things we need to do. Like I said, I wish that it could be different. Many times you see guys who are really driven, and you may not know what their pain is inside. They may not know what their pain inside is. And I tell you, you got to run towards that pain. You got to run towards that pain, no matter how uncomfortable it is. Like I said, I wish it would be different. I wish that you can use logic and plan this system to get to the next level, to finally train and focus on a consistent basis, to get those muscle gains, to focus throughout your day, to prioritize it so you eat the foods you know you should eat and stop eating the ones you don't, so you lose that body fat, so you have that body. So that whatever you're going for it in this bodybuilding training. I want to give you all the strategies, the mindset strategies, the physical, the training strategies, the eating strategies. I want to use all my 30 years to give it to you, whatever it is you need, right? So I make myself available to you. So as you come on to this broadcast, post your questions down below. And again, post them, be persistent. I might miss them as I go through the screen, but I'll come back and I'll answer them for you. Be persistent, maybe post it a couple times if that's what it takes. I want to give you everything when it comes to the strategies that I know. I'll do my best job of selling you, persuading you, convincing you that what I have is of value. But I'll tell you what, all the strategies in the world, and you guys probably have noticed that, is all the strategies in the world aren't going to work if you don't have that mindset, that drive. And I'll tell you, it's not a logical process. Anything in life that I've achieved, whether I realize it or not, it came out of pain. I must change. I must follow through. I must pay attention. I must take a risk with looking bad. I must try something different than I think that works. It's that pain, it's that angst, it's uncomfortable. It's probably true of you too. What got you to the next level is some pain that made you try something that other people won't try or do, and you never did before until you felt it. See, the challenge is that many of us, who wants to feel pain? Who wants to expose ourselves to that when we can just look on the bright side and be positive and see we're better than most? But I'll tell you with this, you got to run towards it. You got to run towards it and use it as a powerful force. Because once you start doing the things you need to do, right, you just try one more time or just pass up, that pizza or whatever, you quit making excuses. Now your body and mind feel it. Your body and mind feel it, and now you become a bigger, stronger person. Start doing that day in and day out. You're a whole different person. And I'll tell you, it's that pain. You got to run towards it. It's an emotional process. Change is an emotional process. And, I've been guilty of this in the past, is where I've just looked on the bright side. I looked at those people I was better than, and just being thankful. And all it did was put off me really understanding my true power and that there is a way. If I'm committed, if I align my willpower, focus, energy, and time, if I take risk with my emotions and looking bad, if I try the things that may put me 2 steps back in the hopes of going 5 steps forward, then you learn a lot about yourself. You learn about the strategy. You start getting it, how other guys who are not as hardworking as you, or as committed as you, or smart as you, or whatever you might think, talented as you, why they get it, why they have so much more success. But here's the thing I want to talk about with this pain. I know you want to resist it. I know you want to look on the bright side. Who wants pain? But at the same time, we know it gets us to step up. See, the pain, it doesn't last very long. And you get more conditioned for it. It's like in the gym. Whether it's cardio, you really push yourself really hard. You don't want to do it. You don't know if your heart is going to burst out of your chest. But once you do it and feel it, now you're stronger. And you're more than willing to do it because you know you can do it and nothing terrible is going to happen, right? Same thing in the gym lifting weights. You get, you're careful, you warm up, you get a spotter, you minimize your chance for getting hurt, looking terrible. But once you lift that weight, or almost even, you're just a bigger, stronger person mentally and emotionally to take on the challenges. And when you hit that pain, you withstand that discomfort, can't sleep at night. When you withstand it, the next time around, you're going to survive. You're more optimistic. You have references of you survived this pain in the past. You just become stronger and stronger. And it's your ability to take on stress and keep your wits about you and think positively. That's what's going to make you better in the gym and outside of the gym. You got to run towards that pain. I know it's discomforting. I know it creates uncertainty. Sometimes you don't know you're going to get to the other side and you wish you just played it safe. Why did you push yourself? All right, but here's the great thing about pain that I'll tell you, guys, and I'm sure you've experienced this in some levels. I just want to bring it to your attention so you remember, is that after a while, it just becomes you. It's not painful. That may be with you and your training to a certain level. Maybe not the next level that you want, but the level you're at right now. You may have a coworker who's smart, he's successful at work, he's got a good family, smart guy, talented. He could do it, but he just thinks it's so impossible because he doesn't have that belief system, that stamina, that he can do it. He hasn't tested himself to know it. And he just admires you so much. And you go, hey, I just do what I got to do. Well, that's what happens when you constantly run towards the pain. It doesn't last forever, and you must get strong to it. Right? I always think about how I got to run towards it. For me, in whatever my next level of life, I'm not looking backwards on my 6 national bodybuilding championships, right? I'm looking forward to the bigger goals, my family, my legacy, my business, or whatever it may be, all my fears, all my self-doubt, all the pain, all the discomfort, right? Yeah, you don't get credit for the success you had in the past or the success that you had in a different area when you want to crack the code with something in front of you. If it makes you confident, that's great, but it's usually a different set of skills. It's a whole new ground for you to go on the journey of mastering. And sometimes if you've mastered one area of your life, you've been successful, you hate the feeling of starting at the bottom and not being able to crack the code when we stay in our safety zone, right? But the thing about it is, this is something that I learned that always keeps me thinking how I have to push myself and absorb and feel the pain and see it as a good thing. As long as I keep my wits about me, I keep on imagining a great outcome, is that, the Earth's gravitational force, that keeps things on the ground. It's a tremendous force. I didn't realize this until recently, that force is so powerful. If a rocket was trying to blast this way and get all the way to Mars, all right? So getting out of the Earth's atmosphere with that tremendous gravitational pull, pulling it back to Earth, it's about 100 kilometers, 62 miles or so. But once it gets out of there, it eases up considerably. What I understand is that the same amount of force that it takes to get out of those 100 kilometers, those 62 miles, whatever it takes to just, the Earth's trying to pull back to just bust out to get to Mars, it takes just as much force to get the rest of the 44 million miles that are left as it took to just get through those 100 kilometers or 62 miles. That's how powerful the force is, the gravitational pull, keeping us all rockets into our atmosphere, that it can go the rest of all those miles to Mars. It's just amazing when you think about it. And that's how it works in life. And that's why, if I don't know what it is for you, maybe it's bodybuilding and training. And a guy like me makes it seem so easy. Oh, all you have to do is train and eat. What's your excuse? If you're maybe an older guy and maybe you've done well in business or a family and now you want to get fit, right? And you see really passionate guys training and they make it seem so easy. And they tell you, just do it. What's your problem? To them, it is easy. And the reason why, it's because we are outside of that 62 miles. We've gone through the toughest part. Pain, drive, determination. For whatever reasons, we had to succeed when it came to our bodybuilding and training. And now we're outside of those 100 kilometers. It's a lot easier and we're flowing. Sometimes your fitness experts, they don't understand all this. And it is easy for them because they made it outside the toughest part where you had to take that pain, you had to dot every I, cross every T. Because I'll tell you, I don't care what your challenge is in life, whether it's with your bodybuilding and training or it's with your relationships, which there's a code to crack there too. Some guys just think you should just show up and relationships work, and they want them, and they can't figure out why they don't work. Obviously, they don't just give away money. You got to crack the code for the options that you want in life, whatever that means to you. So whether it's your physical body, whether it's relationships, or business, making more money, creating more options, there's a code to crack. The toughest part is going through the self-doubt, the learning curve, dotting every I, cross every T, outlasting until you figure out the pattern. That's where all the pain comes from. That's where when people doubt themselves and quit, and then they wonder why other guys who are not as talented or as smart as them, why they're able to succeed. Because during the toughest part, that gravitational pull, they used their pain, they focused it, and then they learned how to do it. We all can learn how to do it. You intellectually know that. But here's the challenge, and I just want you to remember this when you see that guy with a great relationship that makes it look so easy. He talks about it like it's so easy. He's got that body, and he makes it seem so easy, right? Or he makes all that money. He says, it's just a mindset. Makes it seem so easy. He may not understand something that you need to understand, is that pain probably drove him to do things that you don't even know you're capable of, to take risks, to take chances, to work longer, work harder. Pain, for whatever reason, he had to have that relationship. He had to earn that money, start that business. Maybe for you, that's why you're so awesome at your body where these other smart guys can't do it, because that's where you put your pain, your belief that it's going to make you more confident, happier. You put it into your physical body. I hope it's delivering everything that you thought it would, right? That's the thing. So just persist. Run towards that pain. It's not going to last forever. You're going to get stronger, and then you're going to be outside of that gravitational pull. You're going to be outside of those 62 miles, 100 kilometers, and you're just going to be floating along. And people are going to say in that area of life that you're most challenged at now, again, whether it's your physical body, whether it's your relationships, money, maybe all three, all right? You're going to be telling them, hey, well, it's no big thing, because you're going to be disconnected from the pain, just like that too, all right? So remember that about pain, all right? Saw that one comment. I missed it. Kind of throw it back on there if you've got a question or a suggestion. I'm not just sure if you're just saying hello. Hey, comment down below. Tell me where you're from. If this message resonates with you or any messages, like this video, share this video, tell your friends about this video and my channel. I'd really appreciate you spreading the good word if you're so moved. So like this video, share this video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Tell me what you're finding most valuable of this time that we've spent together so far. All right. Again, I'm going to do this from time to time. I know that just like with everything, I got to do the work, and I've got to build the tribe and be consistent so you know to show up on time. But I want you to post your comments down below, even if you're watching this in a replay version, or your questions. So when I go live again, I can use one of these questions that you've posted below, even though you didn't catch me live. All right. I want to do a special series. I got to tell you, guys, is that I'm 55 years old. Obviously, I'm still passionate about training and life. Been doing it for many years. I have the training strategies, the eating strategies. I'm living the example. I'm willing to turn on a camera in the gym very early in the morning when no one there to, turn on the camera while I'm doing cardio to share whatever I have. This passion for training and life, that's what probably brings us together. All right. One thing that I guess I didn't really say, I think it's like a guy thing. I mean, do we ever think we're getting old, right? Or do we kind of have this, we're these little boys, we never grow up. Those other guys age, but we don't, right? I don't know if that's like a guy thing. I think when you're fit, you kind of are on that illusion too. But one thing is, I'm just doing my thing. Personal development, man formation, how to become a better man, have the best things in life, earn them. the strategies. Along with fitness, they're my obsessions and my passions in life, as you know. If you don't know, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. It oozes out of every pore, every word, every video, every exercise that I do, and that's what I want to share with you going through this journey of life. But there's a lot of men, I've become this where, how do you have so much enthusiasm? How are you able to look so great as you get older? And so I really want to focus on sharing those strategies with you. What I have been a hardcore training, making it my lifestyle now with a family and business, and really thinking about my legacy now, right? How to make more of an impact in different ways than my physical body and trophies. I want to share with you some of the strategies, how to get this together when you're an older guy, right? I do have a lot to share, and I wouldn't have known it, but there's been so much feedback on all my social media platforms, about being an older man. I tell you this, probably one of the biggest things is when you start defining yourself as old. I said, I've been doing this for 30 years, fielding questions all over the internet, and be surprised, some guys think right when they hit 30, they're now old. And it just takes on a whole different mindset. That's obviously disempowering. I think the other thing, and I'll continue to do tips for you, is that, when you're training in the gym, I don't care what the crazy, passionate, totally dedicated fitness expert is telling you on YouTube here or whatever social media platform, where it's their whole life, and it really doesn't matter what age they are. It's just who they are. It's their specialty. It's their way to feel great about themselves. They're all in. Now, many times they say they have a balanced life, but it's just their profession. It juices them and makes them excited. They are working under factors that you don't have. They're more willing to do things because they won't sacrifice the things that are important to you. And you got to remember that mindset is so important when talking about the training strategies or the eating strategies, because they'll tell you just do it. What's your excuse? Because that's the way they see it, and that's why you admire them, because they're so passionate. But I'll tell you this, if you're an older guy, right, maybe you remember when you were single and you didn't have as many responsibilities when you were younger, you took on, that was your identity. That's what drove you. And you followed all these strategies to a T, and they worked. But they took a considerable amount of time and energy and thought. But it was okay. You loved it. It was just part of you. I know what that's like. And so the challenge is when you get older, I believe the biggest challenge is you're going to get your information from really passionate fitness experts where it's their whole life. They don't have all the responsibilities as you. You have more responsibility than you had, back in your 20s or whatever it was. But you remember that that's the way to do it. That's the right way. And so everything else becomes the wrong way. Many of us in the whole bodybuilding training world, whether you're older now or when you were younger, we like things black and white. We like systems set up. We like concrete answers to things. We love structure. That's just our mentality, our personality. And we applied it, and we got the results. And we're getting it from experts that tell you, be all in, structure, no variance. That's what get you results for your body. There's no doubt that that's true. I've lived that. But I'll tell you this, if you're older and you've tried all the training, all the eating, and you just can't do it, or you do it, and you just takes too much away from your family or your kids or work that you stop doing it, or you used to do it in your 20s and you're thinking, there's no way I can do that with responsibility. I just need to tell you, there are many different ways to have your life goals, family goals, business goals, and in shape. I was one of those fitness experts. I know what they're saying, and it does work, and maybe you know that. You used to do that in your 20s. But I am going to be here to tell you how you can still look great. Again, here I am at 55 years old, 55 and a half years old, 14 years removed from competition with all the other things that I now do and think about in my life, and I still look this way. I'm going to share those strategies with you. But the first thing in this series of tips of training, eating, mindset strategies for older men, so how you can still look great, is that you got to consider the source and all the information. Yes, it might be a 10 out of 10. Yes, it may work. Yes, they look great. Yes, you used it back when you were 20s and it worked. But it doesn't matter if you're not applying it. You have this all or nothing mentality, which is another mentality that we have even when we're older, and so we do nothing. Right? So I want to share with you the strategies that can get you those goals without all of that commitment. And you don't have to feel guilty because they work, because your goal isn't to have some structured set of systems of training and eating that everybody approves of. Your goal is to look good, feel great, whatever time it takes. It's not the process, it's the result. And I'm here to tell you, you can get those results without as much superstructure as your fitness professional. And that's what I'm living, that's what I want to share with you. You know, eating is a big part, right? I want you to post down below or send me an email at skip@skiplacour.com, skip@skiplacour.com. I want to give you a free audio recording. It's called Man-Formation Eating, the perfect fusion between old school and new school thinking, right? I'll tell you how the crazy, passionate, tremendously over the top, which you admire, fitness experts, how they talk about eating, right? And what works. Maybe that's how you used to think about and approach it when you were in your 20s, but you just know you can't do it now. Yes, it works. I want to tell you that I lived that, I breathed that, I taught that, and yes, it did work. I want to tell you it feels great. But does it feel great because of the results or because of the structure? What if I were to tell you that you can get the same results or better and a fraction of the effort? Would you feel like you're missing out because you don't have the superstructure? See, sometimes we tie the feeling of consistency and structure. That's part of the whole game, in addition to the results. So if we don't have that superstructure how we used to have it, even if we're getting the results, sometimes even though we say that would be okay, it's not okay. There's a big part of the journey that we feel we're missing, we're doing it wrong, even though we're looking great and feeling great, and we've conserved a lot of our willpower, focus, energy, and time to accomplish those bigger goals in life. Well, I want to be your friend. You know, I want to be someone who can help you manage your thoughts and minds so you can get those results without all the effort. You know, I kind of glance in. It's tough for me to catch your long questions or your long comments because they don't show up on my screen very long, right? But I'll tell you this. You've had mentors in the past that talk about, you know, training where you really have to concentrate on the muscle, pushing yourself, putting a lot of willpower, focus, energy, time into how much weight you lift, lifting it precisely, 5 days a week. All right, you can't be kind of in it. You got to be all in it, or you're not going to get the results. All right, talk about separating your cardio, 10 hours from your weight training to maximize it. I mean, who could go back to the gym twice? All right. Or you get the impression, it's either implied or stated, or you believe that, well, what's the use if I do my cardio too close? I can't go to the gym twice a day, so I don't do any cardio, right? Because it's too extreme of a concept, all right? And when you do that cardio, you got to do it for just so hard where you can't even talk like this, right? It works for the muscle, but you can't do it and you're not following through. It's too extreme for your lifestyle. All right? You know, the eating 6, 8 times a day, scheduled, regardless of who's in your life, what their challenges are, what you have going on, if you think that that's the way you have to eat. Old school thinking, that worked, right? Nutrient timing. All these calories mixed up, stacked in this anabolic window. I'm telling you, you know, if you're doing it and you're getting the results, that's awesome. If you're doing it and getting the results, but you wonder why you're not cracking the code to your financial obligations or your relationships suck, I'll tell you, you're winning the game when it comes to the superstructure and the feeling of superstructure, to all these training strategies that work, but you're losing in life. All right? And if you're not training at all because you know you can't do that and you're succeeding with your relationships, your family, with business, but you're older and you're thinking, well, I can't even get in there, I can't do that anymore, then you're not winning. There's always going to be something missing. This is what this man-formation training, this man-formation eating, this man-formation mindset's all about. Look, I am still crazy passionate about fitness, all right? About looking good and feeling good. Again, here I am at 55, I'm 14 years removed, all right? You know, and when you say, well, that's your profession, fitness, no, it's not. My profession is what other people call life coaching. I call success fulfillment and accountability coaching, where I take men with their life goals. We don't talk necessarily about fitness, right? We talk about their lives because when you know what you want for your goals, dreams in life, I mean, the fitness, you'll fit it in. It's just part of life. It's not the center of your life. That's the type of coaching that I do with men all over the world. What's most important to them? Family, business, what codes are they trying to crack, right? The reason why fitness is important to me, not only because it's been ingrained in my life for so many years, but also, you know, why would someone listen to me about life advice? I mean, if they did take the chance, they'll see, right? I got to be great at something. I spent all my life, 30 years, mastering fitness. So it's a part of me, and that's what draws the attention, right? To write the books, to do the things, to connect with my kids, to take them to higher level. You know, I had to learn how to not just be married to structure and old habits, to get the results and conserve some of that willpower, focus, energy, and time, to have the big picture of big happiness in life. And that's what man-formation is all about, and that's what I want to share with you. And that's today's bit of advice. If you're older and you want workout tips or training tips, all right. I'm going to have to figure out a different system, guys, so I can see your comments, right? Because like I said, they don't stick very long. So if you posted questions, if you can replay that would be great. I'll look through it all throughout, guys. All right, guys. That's going to do it for today. We'll do this more often, so make sure that you have subscribed to this YouTube channel. Also, click the link down below, livevideospecial.com, for those of you men who are the most committed. You like this man-formation stuff. You want to get closer. You want to go on a journey with me to take it to the next level faster. Go to livevideospecial.com. I'll let you have until the end of the day, but that's a special with connection with me. You'll see it for a ridiculously low investment price for those driven, ambitious men who really want to take what they've identified that they want to get to the next level for their life. All right, so have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Think big and think bigger than getting bigger.